Hey guys, I'm Mackenzie. Welcome to my channel. So last month was the month of May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. So for that reason, I kind of want to share with you guys about my struggle with depression. So as a teenager, I struggled with depression. I got diagnosed when I was 13. I struggled with it throughout my teen years up until when I was 21. I was pregnant with Paisley's, so I stopped all my medications. I was on a few different antidepressants. So after that, I thought I was fine. I thought, like, okay, this part of my life is over. God has healed me from this, and that's it. Fast forward a few years later, I would say 2017, I started to notice some kind of vague symptoms. Because that's the thing about depression, or in my experience. It wasn't like all at once. It wasn't like, okay, one day I'm fine, the next day I'm like crying in a corner. So the first thing I noticed personally was really crazy fatigue. I would be sleeping like 16 hours a day. I'd want to nap constantly, like no matter how much I slept the night before, I was tired all day. It took everything in me to get out of bed, and it was just no fun. Like, it was like, you can't function like that. But also at the same time, I was in nursing school, I was a single mom, and I was working. So I just chalked it up to that. I was like, all right, of course I'm tired. So I just kind of brushed that off. The next thing I noticed was I was really irritable. So like at work, I would just kind of be really short and snappy with people. And it actually got bad enough that people that were close to me kind of came to me and they were like, hey, you're being really snippy with people. Like, you're being kind of hateful. People are starting to talk. You need to maybe like chill out with that. It's like, okay, whatever. So I let it go. And then after that, I started to notice like the sadness, the overwhelming sadness, the despair, the kind of hopelessness, that whole thing. But as much as that progressed, so did the irritability. And the irritability got so bad that I actually ended up losing my job because of it. Because I was just really snappy with people. I was just really short and hateful. And, you know, nobody wants to work with that person. No one wants to be that person. So I was asked to leave, which is really embarrassing and it was really frustrating and heartbreaking at the time because I really wanted to work there as a nurse. But I think maybe that was one of those defining moments where it had to kind of knock me on my head to be like, all right, like, you need to get help. This is beyond you. So after that happened, I sat down with some people from my church that I really valued their opinion. I found them to be very wise counsel. The Bible talks about having wise counsel and things like that. So I talked with them about it, and they said that yes, maybe this could be a depression thing. So I went to my family doctor and I got started on antidepressants, and so that was 2017, so for 4 years now I've been on antidepressants. And I mean, not every day is sunshine and rainbows and unicorns, but you know, there is a big difference. I'm not sleeping like 50 hours a day. I'm not biting people's heads off. Like, I'm not sad and crying at the drop of a hat. So I'm really glad. I'm not happy about the events that led up to it, but I'm very glad that I sought help. And I kind of swallowed my pride and went and got help for my struggles. And I guess the point of me making this vlog is to kind of shed light on the fact that mental health is still very much stigmatized. And I think that was one of the reasons I hesitated for so long to get help, is because I did not want that shame, or what I perceived as shame, to have to take medications because I'm depressed or whatever. But I think that maybe if enough people share their story and openly talk about their struggles with mental health, maybe the stigma with it will go away and people won't have to be ashamed. Because I think about how many people are out there that aren't seeking help because they're ashamed. Because there is something about, you know, saying like, okay, I have depression and I take Lexapro. There's something about that that's incredibly intimidating. if I had a patient walk up to me and say, hey, I have high blood pressure and I take metoprolol, like, I wouldn't bat an eye. I'd be like, that's great. I hope it works for you. But there's something awkward about saying, hey, I have depression. But maybe if enough of us are open and honest about it, maybe the people out there that are scared and ashamed won't have to feel like that anymore. So if you are listening to this and you're struggling with that, I first and foremost want to say this. There's nothing wrong with you. This is not a character defect. This is not, you're a bad person and you're doing something wrong. If you're a Christian, this doesn't mean you're a bad Christian. You're not praying enough. None of that. It literally means that there's a chemical imbalance in your brain that you can't help, and you might have to go on medication for that. And that's okay. Secondly, I want to say, get help. Don't wait. Don't be afraid of the stigma, because honestly, I think it's more in your mind than anything. So I would talk with a doctor, maybe start with your family doctor, let them know what you're going through so you can get on the path to healing, because I think that's very important. Because, for me, being a mom, like, it wasn't even just about me and how I was feeling. It's about, like, okay, how are my actions and my moods affecting my daughter? And now that, I'm married and have another child, how are they affecting my husband and my children? So if you can't do it for yourself, then do it for the people around you that love you. And thirdly, I just want to say, like, I don't know what I want to say. I guess that's it. I don't know. So yeah, I would just really encourage you to get help. So if you are walking through this, or maybe you have walked through this and you've come out on the other side and you want to share your story, go ahead and leave a comment below. Or if you're walking through this and you maybe don't want to leave a public comment, but you want to just shoot me a message if you have questions or anything, that's awesome too. So if I don't know the answer to your questions, I'll be honest with you and say I don't know, but I will help you find them, because I want all of you out there to be healthy, mentally, emotionally, physically, and if I can help facilitate that in any way, I will do that. So, all right, that's it. I've talked long enough. So, you guys have a good night. I'm going to go to bed. Stay safe out there, okay? Bye-bye.